everybody. Welcome back. This is another episode of Dadcast Podcast. I am JP. As always, that guy is Nick. How are you, buddy?
Dude, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic, man. We've hit the ground running in 2026, and no exception today, man. Today on the podcast, we are stoked to have, he's kind of done it all. Movie star, film star. He's a voice actor, and some of his more notable credits, which I think is absolutely amazing. He made his film debut in Top Gun as Lieutenant Charles Piper. He is Chipper. He's been in Heroes, The Last Good Time, television. I mean, I could go through the list and it would take the entire time, but let's just skip over that. He is Adrian Pasdar. How are you, man?
I'm good. Lieutenant Charles Piper. Boy, you know what? It's funny because when I went to get my name, I got to the set late because I was hired late, but I went to dig into a box of call signs. It was in a cardboard box, and there were three left, and they were all upside down. I picked Chipper.
Right.
I never knew my name was Lieutenant Charles Piper until the end credits rolled after the premiere. Like I never had a name. It was
right.
Just Chipper.
Well, now you are credited to it, Chipper. That
The
is
movie
amazing.
that got me though was Vital Signs. That was like one of my all-time favorite movies.
Really?
Yeah. That was honestly, it was the first R-rated movie my parents let me watch. Like I grew up in a very strict Christian household. And my mom and I was like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a doctor. And she's like, you got to watch this movie, Vital Signs and Gross Anatomy, were the two movies that she wanted me to check out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a foray into that was when movie making was a different thing out here in Los Angeles. We filmed it at a hospital that had been shut down because of asbestos. But they still allowed us to film there.
They allowed you guys to work there.
It's only temporary. It's as long as you're not
Nothing
spending all day, every day.
I think
there.
Grey's Anatomy, everybody shot there. It was the one hospital in downtown off the 101 that was shut down because it was no longer able to service sick people, but they could service Hollywood.
Yeah, there you go. And they're saving a buck. All right, so the rite of passage, Adrian, here on Dadcast, the very first question we ask of all of our guests, we already know the answer, but we're going to ask it anyway. Are you, good sir, a dad?
Yes.
All right, so talk to us. How many kids, boys, girls, all the things?
I got two boys, one 24, one 20. The 24-year-old's about to turn 25 in 2 months. Just rocket kids, man. One of them, the younger one, just finished film school at USC, a film class at USC. The older one's on the road, about to get in an RV, driving through Utah and Colorado in February in snowstorms. He's on a tour with a band, and they're in an RV, and I'm just thinking, man, as a dad, you're never really ready to let go. But putting your kid in an RV in a snowstorm in the middle of America in the middle of winter.
And in this particular set of circumstances going on right now, yeah.
You aren't kidding, man. And they don't have a driver. They're, the band is shifting positions as driver, so it's
what's his band's name?
You never, the band he's traveling with now, I don't have it's all ever shifting. He toured with his mom, who was my ex-wife, Natalie Maines from the Dixie Chicks. He toured with her for 2 years and traveled around the world.
Oh, wow.
So that was basically the gravy train with biscuit wheels. Like that thing left no marks. This is going to be a different tour.
Yeah.
Well, part of our other thing with the grind lifestyle is we actually manage bands all over the country. Our business partner's the guitar player from Saving Abel. Is a singer-songwriter in a band called Elvis Monroe out of Vegas. He was an actor on Saved by the Bell. So we're kind of in the whole music thing, and I work
Right
with a
on.
lot
He
of
just played. I wish I had the band name in front of me. He just played at the Troubadour 2 weeks ago. Here, he's a utility guy, plays everything:
Oh,
piano,
cool.
guitar, sings, keyboard. You name it. He's the guy. Um,
Very cool.
yeah. So anyway, those are my boys.
Have
That's
we entered into the foray of grandpa yet?
no, God, no. I mean, I'd love it. I don't mean God, no, and like, holy shit, not yet. I'm like, I don't think so.
Right, right. It's like Nick has.
Yeah, yeah, I
Are
just
you
did.
both, or just Nick?
He's the
Just
youngest of us three here.
yeah,
I'm assuming, and he's the first grandpa.
How's
yeah.
that feel?
It was different. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I guess it would be more shocking if I didn't have little kids. So, like, I have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and my wife and I have we're fostering two kids. We have a 10-month-old and a
Perfect.
5-year-old that we're fostering as well.
That's brilliant.
But my oldest son, he's 27, just
Okay.
had his first baby a year ago. So I guess it would be different if I didn't have little kids around all the time.
It's
So
weird you
it,
should say that, but the oldest one we were just talking about, he went to school with Bob Dylan's son, who became an uncle because of Jacob had a kid. So he was 8, 9 years old, and they called him Uncle Joe.
oh wow, that's
Uncle
crazy.
Joe Dillon, and Bob Dylan's
Yeah,
grandkid, but because of Jacob and the way that they structured.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah, Uncle Joe, 8 years old.
That's
yeah.
amazing,
So
man.
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and Nick, yeah, we've been teasing Nick for years here. I always say he has 87 children. And it seems like every single week we do one of these things, there's more involved. But no, it's just the same. Um, yeah, I don't know how the
I,
kid,
I
and I don't
started
know
I
how he
started
does it.
young. Yeah, it's crazy. I got remarried like 10 years ago. She didn't have kids, and she's like, "Hey, I want to have kids." I was fixed, so I did the whole vasectomy reversal thing, and
How'd
we went
that
through.
go?
It was awful. It was,
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that a real thing that you did you plan on that when you had the vasectomy that you may
no,
undo
no,
it?
I was done. Like when my youngest kid at the time was oh he was oh gosh probably 7 or 8 at the time. So he was they're self-sufficient. He's 18 now. So um yeah, I was done. I was like, no more kids. I'm gonna start chasing after what I want to chase after. And my the I met someone that's just amazing, and she's like,
Yeah,
hey,
so how'd
she
that
didn't
work
have
out?
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, she wanted kids, and I'm like, and it was kind of a deal breaker. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go for it. So I did the vasectomy reversal, and then we did IVF, and we have two kids. We have a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old.
How old were you when you did the first when you had your reversal?
Um, this was 7 years, 7 years ago, so 39.
Okay. Wow. Well, you're in the
Yeah,
pocket. You can do all that stuff. I mean,
yeah, it's
you're gonna be 70, 80 when the kids are doing their thing. I'm thinking about doing it now. I
I,
mean, doing it
I
again.
try not to think about that
Wow.
because I feel like I'm 70 or 80 right now. So there's
You're thinking,
you
so,
know,
Adrian, you just said you're considering entering the realm of fatherhood again.
It's true. It's
That's
true.
amazing. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I'm 60 and I'm thinking before it becomes a real problem, I'll probably be dead. So like,
well, can you make it to 82 years old and have
well,
that first drink?
yeah, well, the thing is, both my parents are one of them's 86, the other's 90, about to be 91. So I've got no short circuit in my history of family.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it longer than I think. But just to be around and the concept of having a kid, having grandkids. Nick, I mean, Jesus, how old are you going to be when the kids are getting out of college?
um in my 60s. Yeah.
Okay, well, fine enough. You
Yeah,
can,
no, I think the thing is it keeps you younger. It keeps you, it's like there's things where when we didn't have the little ones running around, it was like, all right, let's just go and do whatever. We could jump the car and go to Vegas. This is like it's for me. It's more fun to go do fun kid stuff. Like let's go to Chuck E. Cheese and chase kids around a restaurant and that kind of stuff. So maybe I'm just different. I don't know.
No, I
Like
think
it's just
that's what happens as we get older, man. You just want to, as boys, we're still boys, but the concept of looking after a young man and or a young girl and taking care of your children holds more weight and reward than going out to the bar or going out to the club or going out to the thing. It's like going out to the park.
yeah,
It's more weight for me than it, you know what I mean?
For
yeah,
me,
yeah,
it's all the weight.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
the
that's
reason that I've said it before,
yeah.
man. I have I mean, no one can tell the future and alternate realities, but I am almost positive that 16 years ago, if I did not become a father, I wouldn't be here today. I was just, going down a path of selfishness and other things, and I had kids, and it completely changed. And I've become the man I am today solely because of those children. And thankfully, uh, I allowed it. I took that all in and said, okay, this is my purpose now. And
I mean,
it's
that's the most beautiful thing. I was just talking to my dad the other day, basically among the same sentiment, and we were talking about having kids. And I said if I'm gonna have another one, because I have these two boys, I'm thinking, you know,
you got to get that girl, man. You got to
I
complete the
think,
set.
you know what I'm saying. And I asked my dad. He goes, well, having a boy makes you a dad. Having a daughter makes you a father.
Oh, and no joke, no joke. And I can
Yeah,
attest.
Right? I
yeah,
mean, it's
100%.
just and that's kind of isn't that the goal for all of us? We want to be both. I want to be a dad, I want to be a father, I want to be a husband, I want to be a lover, I want to be a stand up, and all the things I've fought for in my life, but there's only two opportunities for other people to change us, and that's the outcome of the child that we have, whether it's a daughter or a boy. Like that changes, and you just kind of throwing it into the wind. I remember when I announced, Jesus, this was 20 something, 25 years ago. I was on Regis and Kathy Lee or something, and I was doing whatever, and they're sitting on the stools, and I said, my boys can swim. I was very happy that I had the second child.
Yeah.
Now, and it was going to be a boy. But I keep thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if it was a girl? Like it would put me in my place in the right way, just understanding my responsibility as a man into this world. I would like that opportunity. So I'm envious of just the concept of, being able to raise one and the other of this species that we have would be an honor,
It's
to me.
it's it is
It's definitely
absolutely
it's
it.
crazy. Like the difference in personalities too of the boy and my daughters. It's like, oh my gosh, so
I mean, they're
crazy. Just
completely different. I remember thinking with the first kid, we did the baby proofing around the house and put the tennis balls on the corner of the tables and all that stuff. We did all that shit. But then the second kid came around, and I remember I was watching, I think it was the playoffs, NBA playoffs with a friend of mine, and my kid was crawling across the floor with a steak knife.
That's
And I remember elbowing my
fine.
buddy. I remember elbowing my buddy saying, $20, he sticks it in a socket. Like that was the second kid. Like I knew he was
yeah.
gonna be fine.
You find out they bounce like after the
That's
first.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
the
and
first
No,
one
it's
I
crazy.
was
My 3-year-old daughter is like tougher than any of my boys. Like she is so
right.
mean. And it's the funniest thing. Like she's got like the funniest, just meanest personality when it comes to her brothers. It's like it's the coolest thing to watch. And then like she's so sweet when she comes to me. She's like, Daddy, we need to go on a date. Okay. You
okay.
go be nice to your brothers? Like,
I mean,
no, they suck.
No,
man, it is something to behold, man. Man, I wish you luck. In fact, I suggest that as soon as we're done here, you do whatever it takes in your personal life to make this happen. I mean, is she around? Is there the candidate? Okay, I mean, let's go.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
I'm going to jump off the rails a little bit here, go back to Heroes.
Carry
So,
on.
Heroes was like the first TV show that I remember utilizes social media to really push the show. They always had the hashtag save the cheerleader, save the world after every single episode. How was that different for you from the stuff you did previous to that?
It's
Adrian can fly for the record.
yeah. I
I
mean,
know.
yeah. Um, no, two points on that. Like the whole hashtag. Remember that the Me Too hashtag?
Yeah.
Well, I'm old enough, older than both of you. Hashtag for me, we always called it the pound sign.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. You're not that much older than me, Adrian. For the record, I'm carrying it well.
Okay, well, you look great. I'm just saying
Appreciate it.
the hashtag Me Too. I always read it as pound Me
Yeah,
Too.
right. And I made that exact joke when
Did
that
you?
time. Yeah, I'm like, everyone wants to pound me too, and like,
That's it.
people got
I'm
so
so
mad. Like, why are
Yeah.
you so triggered? It's literally a pound sign, you idiot.
pound
It's
sign.
like,
Yep.
you all should have rethought this beforehand. This is not my fault.
Just a
Okay.
little bit. But the other part of that was the social media. Nick was asking. I was thinking I had this YouTube channel that was way before social media. It's called Buckshot One. It's on YouTube, and I did a lot of behind the scenes um, filming of heroes, and so the social media element that we engaged in became it started off as a joke. I thought it would be like 1,000, 2,000 people, and then it was 15,000 people, and then it was 10 million people, and then it was like 15 million people. It became strange. It was on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's still there to this day. You could see it. Um, but it was all the social media stuff that we did behind the scenes with Ali, with Greg, with Milo, with Sendel, Jack, Hayden, of course. It was just so we were really on the cusp of understanding that. And the first, but we weren't. We were and we weren't. It wasn't really happening at the time, but it kind of became a thing.
Right.
This is 2000, what, 6 we're talking?
Think so, yeah.
Hold on, sorry. My dad's calling me right now. I just gotta, sorry.
Bring them on.
There we go. Um, yeah, it was just one of those things we were a part of. I think they did the thing with the Nissan Rogue. That was a big, they were engaging a little bit in social media initially in that first season, but I can't imagine if that season had happened 10 years later, what would have been able to have been done social media wise with that show. I mean, it was just that first season was
Yeah, I think yeah, back then we had MySpace and Twitter. So I just remember seeing just so much stuff all over Twitter, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this concept is weird. The commercials are different. Like, what is this hashtag? What is all this stuff about? And then the show
Pound.
just freaking blew up. Like it
save
was,
the cheerleader, save the world. Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Hey,
kind of like that era's
kind of like
Stranger
the
Things.
pioneers, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Well, here's the funny part. I've been involved in it seems like what it's gonna say on my tombstone is brilliant but canceled or ahead of his time.
I
Between
think
like
everyone has gotten canceled at one point.
right, yeah. I mean, I don't even mean canceled in the contemporary sense. I mean like just literally the show was canceled. Um, how does a show run 4 years and not seven? You know what I mean? It had to shit the bed itself. Sorry for the language, but so there was a problem inherently in the development of the show, and that's why it didn't last. But I've been a part of those things from Profit. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that show.
I don't think
Either
so.
one of you? Okay.
I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You're gonna love it. It's subversive. It was the progenitor for The Sopranos,
Okay.
for Dexter, for
Oh, love that damn show.
well, I mean, those are the shows that the only reason they exist is because of the show called Prophet,
Hmm.
which was on Fox back in the day, I think in the 90s.
Yeah, 96 it says.
Yeah,
Is that you, you handsome devil?
that's me doing. Yeah, that's that show. If you know, I think dads ultimately will love that show because it just shows how far you'll go to save and protect the things that are of value to you.
On point to the show. Okay, we're in. Rick, we got oh man, we had just Joe on a couple weeks ago. And I immediately went and watched wrestling stuff. And then we had Jonathan Sheck on last week.
He's great.
And I immediately had to go start watching Blue Ridge. I'm like 5 episodes in. Now
Such
I
a
gotta
good
go
show.
watch Prophet.
Oh,
I
dude,
know.
when you boys when you get done the profit thing, if you
Yeah.
want to do a recap and talk about it, you're gonna. It's one of those shows that how do I say it? There's a scene where I kiss my mother and my stepmother, and you could hear the television sets across America just turn off.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah,
get what you're saying.
it was Fox's biggest show at the time. Married with Children was on, and they had the Super Bowl. Then
Yeah.
there was this, and they got their panties in a twist and canceled it.
Of course they did. And today, no one would bat an eye, right?
Oh no, no, this is like I'm saying, the show that gave birth to
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, you're gonna love this show, guys. You're gonna,
Is it, do you know, happen to know what streaming platform it's on or?
I don't. It was a Fox show. I know it's find aboutable on YouTube, I believe.
Okay.
I'm
Um,
looking at it right now. We'll look it up in
yeah,
All right.
but it's a binge. You won't be able to
Yeah.
stop. You'll watch the first and then you'll watch the fifth, and then
rent or buy on Amazon Prime right
oh,
now.
there you go, Amazon
Awesome.
Prime.
And
Yeah.
there's your free plug. Check out Adrian Pasdar on Amazon Prime if you want to go 30 years into the past. Okay. The catalyst and the pioneer for all the great shows that is today. Okay, there we go. Hey, were you ever fortunate enough to get killed by Dexter on any episodes?
No, they filmed. It's funny you should say that. They filmed right next to us when we were doing Heroes. They were on this next soundstage. We had like 10 sound stages. They had two. They were right next door. Um, the craft service was an interesting thing because sometimes we would share a craft service. So people would elbow each other out of the way to get jicama or whatever they would hummus, you know.
Yeah, right.
It was, but no, short of that, we were all friendly. There was no, there was no death.
Yeah, I love and we've had a few guests on the past who, that was they're, notable actors and actresses and who had their own shows, but they had a guest spot in one of the early Dexter episodes and they literally just had that episode. They were killed. They had 20 minutes on screen and that was that. Um, and we've run into a few of those. So you mentioned
No, I
Dexter
haven't.
earlier and I'm like, I wonder.
No, we were working at side by each on the soundstage, but never on the same. I never did any extra work on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, Adrian, I'm going to take you back 25 years into the past. Get yourself prepared. Get ready. It was a fateful day, and you were told by, I'm assuming at the time, the wife, that you, in fact, were going to be a dad. Do you recall that day?
I do. Yeah, that's very personal. Yes, I do. Um,
Okay.
yes.
We'll leave it at that. Let's fast forward 9 months from that day. Were you in the room?
Yes, of course I was. I
What,
was, yeah.
how was that experience for you?
You mean with the first?
Yes.
Yeah,
The,
both. Obviously, I was there. Yeah, it was surreal. We were in Texas at Seton Hall. Sorry, not Seton Hall. That's the college. Seton is the name of the hospital. Um, it was early in the morning, and yeah, I'll never forget it. It was one of those moments when you watch, your life change.
Yeah.
And you hold that young man in your arms and you realize your responsibilities have changed in a manner that you'll never you can do the best you can to meet, but you're always going to fall a little bit short because you always want to go a little bit further than you can, in terms of being a dad. So that was, yeah, it was one of those life-changing moments for me, for sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
As the years have gone by, did the boys was there like a point in time in their lives and your life where they realized who dad was and what he did for a living and then in turn tried to take advantage of that?
Nope.
Like, pops, get me into that party. Something, nothing.
No, no, not at all. Natalie and I worked very diligently, I think, to protect our kids. The best one ever, and this may be, we went to, I think it was Rocky Five, the premiere, because Milo had done that. We were working on,
Rocky Balboa.
yeah, we were
Okay.
working,
Yeah.
we were working on Heroes at the time. So I got a thing, got an invite to the deal to Man's Chinese, and I had prepped my kids. They were at that point, gosh, I want to say 4 and 7-ish, but we had watched Rocky and Rocky 2 and Rocky 3, and they were like, because I wanted them to see before we went to see,
Yeah, yeah, good.
I
As any
wanted
good
them,
father should prepare.
well,
Okay. Yeah.
so I did, and my oldest was on my shoulders at the time when we walked down the red carpet. And I knew Sly from, a couple, two, three things before that. And he turned to me on the red carpet while I was about 25 yards away and had my kid on my shoulder. And he goes, "Hey, yo, Adrian," like this, right?
Yeah.
And he looked at me like this. And I had my kid's legs tightened around my neck, like, holy shit, Dad, did he just really
Yeah.
say your name? And I was like, yeah, it was my name, but it was also from the,
Right.
remember? He's like, yeah. So we go into the and we said hello to Sly and did the thing and all this stuff. And I believe I think Tom Cruise was in there at the same time. And obviously Top Gun. And I said, "Hey, Tom," and I brought my kids over and he took a knee and talked to the boys, like took a knee, like, so get down on that level because they
Right.
were little. And I thought that what an amazing thing. And everybody was, they were taking the pictures and stuff. And it was just an old friend. It wasn't a movie star.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it was just another dad kind of thing. And I remember that moment of Rocky, Sylvester, of that whole, it was just a wonderful thing that Hollywood sometimes can
Yeah.
give back, to kids in a position like that. So anyway, it was,
Love that. Well, you sound like you rose them up right. And I
yeah.
still can't get over I am rooting for you to have a girl, man.
Well,
I am rooting for this to happen. I want to like circle back in a year and be like, yep, 2 months ago she was born. That would be amazing. Because I'll tell you what, I didn't get to finish this thought earlier. I got a boy. Well, I have two girls and a boy. One of them is my oldest. She's a stepdaughter, and her dad's in her life. So it's great, but it's different when it's your own. Okay, I
sure.
treat her like my own. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing. I don't want any
No, I
people to go.
got you.
You know what I mean? But my youngest, my baby girl, she's going to be 13 in like 4 months. And my son is be 16 this year. I love my boy. He's my man. He's my firstborn, my son. He's my kid. He's gonna carry on the line. But there's something about baby girl that is just hits different, right? And it's not that I love her more or love him less, or there's nothing like that. It's just a different feeling, a different thing. Was it like you said? I'm her father. I'm his dad. And
One you'll kill for, one you'll die for.
yeah, well, I'll die for both of them.
You know what I
I kill,
mean, though.
yeah, but yes, exactly. And it's just, you know, She's
I
and
mean, you'll kill for both, of course. Not what I
without
mean, but
question.
yeah.
But I prefer to take the bullet in the leg for the kid versus the chest for the daughter.
Right. See,
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh-oh.
we've been talking about this for years, Nick and I, with our guests who have daughters. There's an age where they turn. And at about
Yeah.
14 years old, we figured it out. 13 and a half, 14, 15 at the latest, you lose them. You don't truly lose them, but they get
oh, I know.
independent.
That's kids, though. It's same with
Yeah.
boys.
And
Kind
Boys are
of. Like,
later.
this morning,
well,
let me finish this story, Nick. I'll make it quick. This morning, I caught what I think is one of the very first glimpses of that happening with baby girl, who's always been about dad, who always is just, she's got me wrapped, and I like to think I have her wrapped too. But there was the guy installing our internet this morning as I was pulling out the driveway was pulling up, and I had to roll the window and talk to him and had a few questions. And she looks at me and she's like, Dad, like with all the attitude you could ever muster, I need to get to school. We need to go. Like telling me, you know, come on, chauffeur, let's go. And I looked at her and said, what is this? Where did this attitude come from? You
You
don't
raised
talk to you don't talk to pops like that. What the heck? And she's like, well, then I just won't go to school then. And she opens the door and goes to get out. I'm like, what are you doing? Got in the car, got her to school, everything was fine. But bottom line, I'm sitting there thinking in my car after she left, oh boy, here we go, Nick. Here it
oh.
comes. It's starting. And I am just so sad for that. But that's all right. 19, 20, 21. I'll get her back. We'll get her
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
that great story about the kid that leaves home at 18, says his dad's an idiot, doesn't know a thing. He comes home at 22 and he has lunch with his dad, and he's like, Dad, you've learned so much. And
Yeah.
how did you become so smart? You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
Going through that too.
So I just found out my daughter, who just
Which
turned
one? You have
how
84,
old?
my
remember?
21, Emma, my
Okay.
21-year-old daughter, who I was having that issue with from the time she was 15 till about a year ago. And she just got married and she is pregnant, so I'm going to be a grandpa again.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, she's back to dad. It's like, okay. It does come back around. But yeah, but my boys though were I hold it's my older boys are different. Like they never got that attitude, never got the want nothing to do with me. As they got older, it was like I want less to do with mom and more to do with dad. So as they were younger, they were mama's boys, and now they're like,
Well,
hey
I
dad.
think, don't you think, Nick, once your balls drop, you kind of like you get something that if your balls don't drop, you don't get.
Yep.
I mean, boys get stuff that, they can't explain or don't have to, and dad gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yep.
of there, right?
The
It's like
unspoken. Yep.
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 saying,
What is actually no, Nick. I'm gonna put Nick on the spot here, Adrian.
go
What's
ahead.
up?
This ought to be fun. It's an old segment. We haven't done it in a while.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna
All
happen.
right.
Uh-oh.
Five
So
questions.
to give you a little background, I've worked in radio for almost 3 decades now. Can you tell?
I can't tell by your voice. No.
And I incorporated one of the old things we did on radio here on the podcast. It's called the Fast Five. Nick's going to ask you 5 fast questions. They ain't anything incredibly, intuitive.
Fire
They're just
away.
5 fun questions.
All
And
right.
I'm wondering if Nick even remembers or can get to 5. Nick, go.
I'm just gonna come up with 5 questions. Favorite movie you've been in?
Oh,
Near dark.
Near Dark.
Ooh, that was a
Write that
good
down.
one. I like that. Favorite food to cook for your boys?
I'm gonna go hamburgers, man.
Can't go
Awesome.
wrong with that.
I'm a grill guy, so
All right. The
That's 2.
funniest parenting fail. Like, have you done anything stupid that you're like, oh shit?
I think he's got one.
yeah. Gosh, I mean, I've got it's kind of lame in terms of things, but I thought I would get the coolest Halloween outfit ever, and I just wanted one because for my job, every night Halloween is amateur night for me. I wear other people's clothes and makeup for a living, right? So Halloween is not, it's my night off. I don't have to do that,
Yeah.
right? So I'm thinking, what could I do? So I got, this is going to sound ridiculous. I bought a very, very expensive gorilla outfit.
Okay.
And I thought, well, this would be the one off. It's like when you buy a tuxedo, you wear it for the rest of your life. It's like you got one, you're good, right? I don't need to buy a bunch of stuff. I figured this is the one outfit I could wear for Halloween. Well, I forgot that I was in California and it was probably going to be between 87 and 98 degrees. There's nothing funnier than walking through Halloween through the places with your head in your hand and you're sweating your sack off, wearing a rubber suit with hair on it. I was Chewbacca basically,
Right?
sweating So that was my big and I refused to admit it was a fail. So I wore it every year for 8 years.
Oh,
So
Let's
that
just
was I was like, it was so hot out here and the sun's shining. And I grew up in the East Coast. So I thought Halloween would be different. I didn't realize. Anyway, that was my
all
big,
right.
there you go. That's three, Nick. Come on.
Oh boy. Oh man.
Oh, come
Yeah, I
on,
don't
man.
have.
There's one question you ask every single time.
Dude, it's been so long. It's been over a year. Just
Adrian,
ask
you
it.
can have a billboard with anything on it.
That's
What's it
right.
going to be?
that's the question.
Yeah. You have a billboard that you can put anything on.
So the reason we asked this question when we started, I went and bought a billboard in the busiest street in the town that JP lives in. It gets like probably 100,000 cars a day by it, and said Dadcast podcast, the biggest podcast in the world, or
No, no.
something like
The number one podcast in the world.
In the
that,
world.
with our pictures on it.
We had done one episode at that point in time.
Understood.
And
I mean,
we got to the top 1.5%.
Yeah,
So,
we have, but we were sure
Yeah.
shit weren't there then. Okay.
No.
that's something I would do tomorrow. I don't like, what's your point? That sounds perfect. If I had a billboard, it would be the same thing. And I would do it here. I would be like, these two guys, let's put them up on a thing. And
I have no problem with that now. You know, I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna self gloss. I'm gonna tell Adrian. I'm gonna tell him, Nick. 9 months ago, this guy weighed 80 more pounds than he does right now.
this guy,
This guy, me.
holy shit.
Yeah, man. I got a flat belly. I'm this close to
Congratulations.
under 200 pounds. Feeling much better. It's fantastic. So having this mug on the billboard now, I'm in. Let's go.
Dude, you look fantastic. I can't congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
How do you even how does that even, did you have a click in your head?
I've for years. So after my son was born, there was sympathy weight. I started gaining weight. I was what, 35, 36 at the time. And my lady is just an itty bitty thing. She was the most beautiful pregnant woman you've ever seen. Supermodel, thin frame, and then just belly, and then everything else. And then she has the kid, and then whoop, she loses it all, goes right back to what she was. And I'm like, I'm fat still, and it just got more and more and more. And I wasn't the shining example of health. Didn't go to the gym 4 times a day like Nick, and it just compounded over the years. And I got to 280 pounds. And then I don't like this. So I'm going to lose some weight. Got down to 250, down to 230 a couple times. And then it went back up, yada, yada, yada.
What did you do? What was your big secret?
Ozempic.
Oh,
I'm doing the tirzepatide. I'm taking the shot. But I've
and what does
kept
that
up.
do to you?
So the easiest description I can give to anyone who may be watching this, or you're curious about it yourself. This is not an ad, nor are we sponsored by Ozempic.
No. I'm curious.
No. I know that was my attempt at humor.
I got it.
It curbs appetite. I it blocks a receptor in the brain that says you're hungry.
Well, what do you replace it with? Because
You
appetite is not just about eating, right? It's about
yeah,
doing.
you have to consciously take in protein. So since I started, I do my best attempt to do about it. They say a gram of protein per body weight. So I
Yeah,
try to take in 180, 200 grams of protein a day, whether it's chicken, can of tuna, a couple protein shakes here and there, and obviously stay super hydrated and stay away from as much sugar as you can and don't
right.
overeat. And there's been more days than not where I have gone an entire day, sometimes two, and I'm like, oh, I have not eaten. I it's the craziest thing. I
So how does that
know
how
I
does that
know I'm hungry. I know I'm probably hungry. I just don't give a shit. There's no desire to eat anymore. So you have to retrain yourself, retrain the brain to eat right. And when you do, make sure it's good for you. And that's
what do
all I've
you
done.
what do you replace the desire with? The like coffee, cigarettes? What is it?
No, I quit smoking a year and a half ago too.
Okay.
So I mean, I smoked all my life.
So
That
what the
had
fuck do
nothing to
you
do
do
with
for fun now?
I have a daily rock star. This is my friggin' vice. That's a boom. It's my favorite thing on the planet. I have one of these a day. Um,
Just
and
one. Okay.
and other than that, I just, I Chipotle is my vice.
Okay, so
I
you
have
have to have one. I was going to ask what
The
is
dude
the
is so dedicated though. I do food reviews for restaurants all over the valley here.
yeah?
And I'm like, hey, let's go do a food review with me. Nah, man, I can't eat. I'm like, bro, it's free food. It's awesome. Let's go.
but and I don't I have goals to meet, man. As soon as I smash that
So
goal,
do I.
but as soon as I
Yeah.
hit that mark, then I'm gonna stop taking it and I'm going to see if everything I have trained myself to do over this past year, if I can stick to it without it. There will be fluctuations, and I am concerned about when that happens because boy, did I like to eat back in the day.
I think if
Um,
you like follow John Sheck's advice
yeah,
though, like that he gave us last week, I think you'll be good. Like
What is
obviously the
that?
dude is like fitter than any dude I've ever seen in my life. And
yeah,
you
we'll
know,
see, we'll see. But
yeah.
yeah, anyway, blah 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 blah. Yes, I lost a lot of weight. I appreciate it. Basically, I just eat less, and what I do eat is not garbage. It's good for you.
Well, I mean, it's probably an emotional thing too that you kind of had to get your head around, right? Because you can't just cut the food. It's an emotional response to stuff. So you got to like navigate the emotions that always wanted to make us go, because I'll do it too, bro. I mean, I'll go get, 2 in the morning. I'll tuck into a chicken parmesan that was left over from Tuesday,
Yeah.
but it's there and it's two in the
Yeah.
morning, so it doesn't count. I mean, I'll eat it, and I'll knock it out. My metabolism is ridiculous, but it's getting slower. And I've had so many surgeries that I have to actually be careful now too of my caloric intake, what
Yeah.
I'm eating, how I get older. But I didn't. I had one of my great friends, a guy named Chris Kelly, who was a band leader in a band I play in with Hugh Laurie and Greg Grunberg and Scott Grimes, all these people. It's called The Band from TV. It's a
Dan for
trash
TV. I
band.
was gonna bring that up. I'm glad you did.
So was
Well,
I.
yeah, we've raised, close to $10 million for charity over the last 15 years. It's been
That's
really,
awesome.
really, really great. But the band leader, a fellow named Chris Kelly, was over 300. Um, Hawaiian shirts, chain smoking cigarettes, drinking beer, and all of a sudden just whoop, knocked it down.
Yeah.
150 now, and he's svelte, he's in his way, but he acknowledged to me that there was an emotional component, to having to, because the eating gave him strength.
Yeah.
And then when you lose that, right, then you gain the strength of not being big, but it's a harder thing to
Yeah.
manage.
I don't know if for me personally, if there was just I spent most of my life 185, 165, 210, bouncing between. And then I got big. I'm like, and then one day I looked at myself in the mirror and I was just like, what the fuck? How did you turn into that? How is that was even possible? I didn't think that was capable of gaining that much weight. And I just had enough. And I ain't gonna lie. I said, I'm gonna take this Ozempic shot. The commercials are getting to me. I had a buddy who did it. It worked for him. And I wasn't full go. I'm just like, let's see what happens. Let's,
Right.
I didn't have to lose this weight. My life wasn't depending on it. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna half-ass it like I do most of my life. And first month, 2 months, I was down like 20, 30 pounds. And I went, okay, let's keep it going. Got to 6 months, I was down to like 240, 230, 220. I'm like, oh, I can get back to high school fighting weight. I have now applied a goal. That's where I excel personally. If I set a goal for myself, no matter what it is, I'm gonna hit it. It's gonna happen. There's no question.
That's
It will
fantastic.
happen. It might take longer, it might take quicker, but whatever the case, I'm gonna do it.
It's
And
gonna get done. Yes.
so I am 16 pounds away from goal. 185 is the ultimate goal. Under 200 was the first. I want to see that scale say under 200. I was 201 3 days ago. Haven't looked at the scale since. I'm probably going to hit that first goal. I might even be there right now. But I only check it once a week these days on shot days. So, but
Fair
yeah,
enough, and I wish you the best. I think it's in a great. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it. But yeah, again, there was no emotional thing that for me, I don't think, you know,
Nah,
and
I
but
would.
what
I
I've
would
learned,
say,
what
yeah, I would say there probably was some sort of emotional component, whether it was the
yeah,
progenitor for you to do it or the resolve for it having happened. You rewarded yourself by the process.
yeah.
So
Well, and also I don't see too many 300-pound men in their 60s.
that's the thing either.
I
And you
don't,
got
I
kids.
don't,
You want to
I,
be alive. You want to be a
and
grandparent now. So
yeah, and there's her to deal with,
right.
that I would love to, I want to walk her down the aisle. I want to be a grandpa. So maybe that was floating around the back of the head. I just wanted to be healthier and better and live longer, and that will help.
Well, that's a great message to all the guys that are listening and the gals too. Anybody who wants to lose weight and be happier. I mean, it's health issues, it's concerns as you get older too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 29, 28, right?
Yeah.
And as you get
I
older,
dye my beard white these
I
days.
know you want to fit in with
Yeah,
the crowd
me
you're
too.
trying to hit.
Yeah.
I get that.
Nick, are you proud of me, dude? I haven't done it.
Dude, yeah, don't do it.
I'm gonna.
Don't.
I've been dyeing my beard for like, I'm a redhead, and I don't know what the deal is with redheads and genetics, but they go gray early typically.
Yeah.
Look at this.
But the top I haven't touched. I haven't done anything up here. But if you look at the sides, it's creeping up here, and the beard is just, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Dude,
Jen
that's
called me
me.
Santa
That-
Claus
that's
yesterday.
Me if I'm not, that's me if I don't, I'm, I don't, but I don't, we can't.
But I've been dyeing the beard to match this, and I've been saying for years, when this goes, I'll stop dyeing the beard. And Nick shaking his head. I haven't done it yet this year. And I was literally staring at myself in the mirror this morning. I'm like, yeah, I think it's time. I think we're gonna re-dye it again. But I don't know. It's growing on me.
You've earned the right to have that
I
beard.
know. But I'm not,
So-
no one says I need to accept it though.
No, but no,
I'm saying
you know what I
you
mean.
accept
Like
it.
you've
Yes.
earned the right to be.
Yes, I've earned the stripes.
Yeah.
I've earned the white.
Yeah, you've
That's
got
something to be proud of.
And there's people that want to erase it. Like I'm not really this old, and yes, you are, because I can see when the thing stops, the dye stops, and I got the white up here.
Yeah,
and it's endless vanity. It's like
I get
Yeah,
jealous.
that's
of
all.
with
That
gray
is
hair.
also a lot
So
of it.
weird.
It takes some work, man,
yeah.
to keep it up. But I don't care. If it gets half and half, and people, I'm like, yeah, I diet. I don't care. Leave me alone.
You're like a black and tan, except for like the reverse.
Yes, I am. Look at that. All right, Nick. All right, man. So that was 4 questions, by the way.
Okay, what's
All
the
right.
See what the Fast Five does? It just carries on, and this thing grows into something new and different. Probably
What
because
is
I had
the
to self-gloss.
who is the coolest person, like your favorite co-star you've been in a TV show or movie with?
Malcolm McDowell?
Nice.
That
Yeah.
you didn't take any time on that one, so there
Yeah,
has to be a
no.
story.
Yeah, he was on Heroes, and I it was one of these moments where, you're when you're working on these TV shows and there's downtime, right? There's an hour and a half because of a lighting problem or a track problem or a location problem. So the actors just kind of sit there and you're in your trailer. So I went and knocked on Malcolm's door and I said, "Hey man, you're brand new to the show today. You're one of my heroes. I would can we do you have a minute?" And he was just like, "Yeah, come on in." And we sat down in his trailer and had a fairly breathless conversation. The upshot of which was he told me stories about sitting in a bar in London with Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, and they were doing a album listening party, and some guy walked in a fur coat with round glasses and had an album that he wanted to play. And they put it down, and it was Rubber Soul,
Oh,
and it was Lennon, and it
yeah.
was one of those
Uh,
moments where I'm sitting there talking to him, and he's like, Mick and Keith just like kind of sunk back into the banquette, and they put on, and it became a Beatles night, and it was one of those. Just it wasn't so much the weight of the words that he used to tell the story. It was more the weight of the situation. Like I'm hanging out with Malcolm, and he was with Mick and Keith, and then John Lennon walked in. And we're sitting in Malcolm's trailer right now, and he's telling me that story. So it was,
right.
yeah,
That's so crazy.
one of those moments where, go ahead.
And that moment is happening for me as we speak.
Yeah, it was one of those like
Yeah.
I sat there and I realized like, and we talked about his droogs. We talked about Vidi this, a little bit of the old Ludwig van,
A little bit of the old ultra violence,
a
right?
little
Right.
bit of the old ultra violence, a little bit of
Oh,
the old Ludwig van. Yeah, and and this all happened in the course of, gosh, it could have been 5 hours, it could have been 5 minutes, man. It was just one of those like, who was your favorite person to work? And then we had to go do a scene together, and I was on cloud nine, sitting there or standing in this. We were down in Long Beach at the aquarium in this kitchen scenario situation, linoleum floors where there's a bunch of echo and it's all stainless steel, and I've got a gun and I'm pointing it at Malcolm, and it was just one of these things where I realized this is why made the choice I have as a man to be in the business that I'm in, to work with Malcolm McDowell and to hear the stories about the Stones and the Beatles and Stanley Kubrick. And I'm not the only one, I'm not special
no,
by any
but
stretch,
just
but
like I said, man, that feeling you got in that moment, you just gave me.
yeah, it was one
And
of those.
and one day, maybe next week, maybe it's a year or two, 10 years down the line, I'm going to tell that story about what just happened, and it's going to live on forever, hopefully.
Well, you
And
should
that's
talk
what
to
I love.
Malcolm.
I would love to. Wink,
I mean,
wink, nudge, nudge, Adrian
well,
Pasdar. Let's go.
you can make that, we can totally make that happen. He's the greatest guy in the world. He's very convivial. There is no,
That would be a bucket list item. No, no
well, I
joke.
mean,
That would
reach
be.
out. I'll reach out to him and I'll tell him because he's just one of these guys who would do it. He lives up in Ohio and he's the sweetest guy.
Oh, hi. I was born and bred in Thousand Oaks. So
Okay, so
I live in Oregon now. So yeah, you mentioned these areas. I'm just like, oh, it's home. I just heard my door
dude,
open. I think
do
my
you
son just
know
peeked out.
do you know the building on the corner of Ocean and Main, that white building above Jay's surf shop? There's a building. Anyway, that Malcolm had that for years. That was his
What
apartment.
town? What city?
Santa Monica.
In Santa Monica. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
there you
above
go.
Main Street. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
right there above Zuma Jay's surf shop.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he had the house on top, and I had just put uh, what do you call it? Uh, a PA system in my truck, so I could yell to
Yeah.
traffic,
Yeah.
right? Pull over to the side of the road.
Yeah.
Like
My
that's
Tesla has it built into the car now. It's the greatest
right.
thing ever. But
No, it is, and but this is 20 years ago. But it had this PA function, and every time I passed his apartment, I would say 55321. Right now, if anybody knows anything about movies, that was his number in Clockwork Orange. That's what they called him. That was his prisoner number.
yeah.
So I would say 55321, like this, and I'd see the blinds open. Like, who the fuck? Somebody knows something, and
Yeah.
it would happen periodically. But we had those inside jokes with each other because I it was on my thing, and I would just be driving my truck past and I would just yell out 55321. And what kind of a reference is that? Nobody would know except for the
Yeah.
guy
The people who need to
with
know.
orange, right?
That's amazing.
So
Nick, question number 5.
here it
And
comes.
I'm going to rename this segment Not Quite So Fast 5. Okay, go.
That was question 5, wasn't it?
Was it? Okay, then I got
Yeah.
one for you. Are
All
you
right.
what's your favorite sport, Adrian?
Football,
Who's winning?
Eagles.
I agree. The Eagles? You mean the
Yeah,
Seahawks?
even though they're not in it.
Who wins the Super Bowl in 2 weeks from the day of this recording? Are you
Dude, just having seen the picture that did you see that thing? Talk about conspiracy theories that the NFL put out at the beginning of the season about what was going to happen this year and who were the two quarterbacks in front of the thing.
I have not seen that,
Patriots,
but yeah.
it's the Patriots and Seahawks. It's Ryan and they're right there next to each other. It's the two NFL players that are at the front of the picture,
Right.
Seahawks.
Well, and for years they also have the Super Bowl logo, the colors they
That's it.
incorporate.
That's it. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's this year. It's the same thing that they did at the beginning of the year. It's
That's
bizarre.
amazing.
You got the two quarterbacks, the most unexpected guys. So
Yeah,
who am I taking?
Sam Darnold's going to win a Super Bowl if you ask me.
Sam Darnold's unbelievable. But I'm an East Coast guy, man.
Are you a Philly fan? That's that your team?
Yeah, well, I'm going. If it's not, it's got to be the Pats. If it's not the Birds,
Okay.
from me.
All
I mean,
right.
I love. See, I grew up when we had franchise players that stayed there forever.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, right. So now it's like I don't know who's what anymore. There's like they got one or two franchise guys, but everybody slips around. So it's hard to go solidly for the Seahawks because it's been such a transactional team. So Patriots too. I don't know who you going for.
Well, I hope the game ends in a tie, but obviously that won't happen. I'm very conflicted if you were to ask this question of me. So for years and years and years, it was anybody but the Patriots for me because I'm a Raider fan, and that damn Tuck rule and Tom Brady,
Sure.
I still hold on to that.
You wanna, yeah.
That was a goddamn fumble. Pardon my French.
Yes, it
But
was.
yeah,
Yes, it was.
and then Tom Brady turns into Tom Brady, and he's not on my team, so F
Right.
the Patriots.
Right. Okay.
And then they get shitty. And then here they are back with a completely new young quarterback who I truly like. He's doing great with a coach who I totally respect. And then as a Raider fan, I've always hated Seattle because they used to be in the division back in the day, but they're no longer in the division. So I'm garnering old hate on both sides. I don't know what to do. So I guess we'll hope for the Seahawks to win because I've got a very good friend who would love to see that happen. And Sam Darnold, it's a great story. So that's what we're gonna go with.
Fantastic story, and you just want to see the Pats lose. I get it.
Pretty much, right? But also, I sell football cards and collect them, and Drake May's value has shot up. If he loses, my investment will go considerably down. So there's that side too. Nick, you're laughing.
You're a businessman. I understand that.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
All right, okay, man. We are almost getting end of time here. I'm going to propose 2 more questions. One is the finale question that is, I love. It's important, but I'm going to ask it, Nick. My question, the question that I don't give to every guest, but I feel Adrian deserves it, and I'm really curious to see if he will make the top 10. No pressure, Adrian, on this question, but let me give you a little backstory. I'm going to ask you a question, and there's been, for years, 20 years, one person answered this question so thoughtfully and so uniquely. I didn't think it would ever get topped until recently. 2 or 3 guests have come close.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. And when I asked the question, it's not something you would think of as, you'll see, but I need to premise that, so maybe you'll give it just a little bit of thought.
Okay.
And then afterwards, I'm going to tell you who the guest was and what their answer was.
Okay.
Adrian Pasdar.
Yes, sir.
What is one thing you cannot leave the house without?
My shoes.
Boom. There you go. Your shoes.
I mean, that was just top of my head.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't.
You're good, man. You're good. Again, 25, 30 years of asking this question, and only 3 people have got so unique answers. Typically, what you say, nothing wrong with that answer. Shoes, my cell phone,
but it's
my
not
keys,
the answer.
et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can get existential about it, but
I can see those. I can see those wheels spinning, man. I love it.
It's a good freaking question. I mean, it's a really good question. Like, what could you? And thank God you can cut.
We don't edit on Dadcast.
Okay.
No, we can, and we do.
I know you do. The thing I can't leave. If I leave the house without the love in my heart from my girl, if I leave in anger, it's not a good thing. So if I leave and she's upset, so I'd leave with a full heart, or as full a heart as I can.
Okay, you just took that shoe, you threw it out the window, and you have now made the top friggin' 10, maybe even top 5.
I would say top 5.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You cannot leave the house without a peaceful, full heart.
Yeah. I mean, that's really, what's the point of leaving the house?
There you go. So
unless you're going all the way.
To give you the spoiler and the person, and like I said, I worked in radio forever. I asked that question. It was part of a Fast 5. And it was always the quick answer until the one day Mr. George Thorogood.
Oh, and the Delaware Destroyer.
You damn right. He stopped and said the most profound answer to that question I've ever heard. It's so simple and quick. Mr. George Thorogood, what's one thing you cannot leave the house without? Stops, takes 2 seconds, and goes, kissing my wife goodbye.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
And from that forward, I've been searching for, and that you got one. I wish I could tell you who the second place. No one remembers second place. I forget who it was, and I have to go back.
Jonathan
but
Sheck's up there. He had a great answer.
Who?
Jonathan Sheck had a good answer.
Yep. Now, on the first episode we did with him.
Yeah. And then, I'm drawing a blank. He was
it Sean Patrick Flannery?
Sean Patrick Flannery.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I honestly don't remember. It was
That's what I'm saying. Second and third place. It's hard to I
yeah.
go, but I'm gonna remember that one. Peace and love and full heart. That's a beautiful thing.
Well,
Adrian, all right, man. We've got the final question. Unless Nick, you got something for you.
no, I'm good, man. Go for
Okay.
it.
This is an important one.
Fire
No
away.
pressure. What is one piece of advice that you can give to a new or about to be new father?
Just remember that even though that the days take forever, the years fly by.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hardest thing, and it's the simplest thing. Just that'd be because you think, oh my God, here we go, it's another day, but then you look back and you're like, it's another year. I cherish the days, cherish the moments. Um, that's what makes up the year.
There you go. Yeah, I've been saying it for years. It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Yeah.
And then the answer to that one question, which I didn't ask, I'm just going to say it. And you kind of encapsulated that a little bit. What's the greatest thing about being a father? Watching my kids grow up. What's the hardest thing about being a father? Watching my kids
Watching your
grow up.
kids grow up.
Yeah, and it's just right there.
No, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you could say. There's nobody who can, only a dad to another dad who's been a dad for a while will understand that. Like the brand new dads, they're
Right.
gonna get there.
That's why we asked that question. Just give them a little bit of help on the way in.
Yeah, just be there, man. That's
Yeah, be present.
Yeah.
Be present. That's the most
All of
important
it,
thing.
yeah.
And if you're going to be present, don't be an asshole. Okay?
right.
That's it. All right?
Gotcha.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is Mr. Adrian Pasdar. Man, thank you so much, man. I had
Boys,
such a good
thank you
time
so
hanging out with
much.
you.
What a great thing. I really didn't expect this, and thank you to Joey for putting this together. I'm grateful. Thank you for your time,
No,
boys.
Thank
so
you.
much.
And man, what you said right there, you didn't expect it. It's kind of been we get that a lot more than you'd expect. Randy Couture said it first. He said it first. He's like, how many podcast interviews he has declined over the years. But you guys come on. I don't know who you are. And you want to talk about me and my kids? Sign me up. Let's go. No one does that. And
Randy's an old friend.
is he?
Oh,
Oh
cool.
yeah, we just texted with each other this morning. Yeah.
Well, tell him you just hung out with JP and Nick on Dadcast, and I'm sure.
I sure will.
And
Sure will.
in that case, you probably know Brian Hopkins, our business partner, who was on the other. He comes on here all the time, but
yeah,
that is neither here nor there. In the meantime, Profit is on the agenda, and I do have
boys, you tell me what you have my text. You just watch it and tell me what you think.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're gonna bring you back on, and we're gonna have
You're gonna get blown away. We'll talk about that too.
I am in.
Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're dialing up a part two. To everyone watching worldwide, wherever you may be, however you may be listening or watching, thank you so very much for checking out Dadcast. Once again, thank you to Adrian Pasdar. Do us the favor. Smash the like buttons. Do all the things. Comment, subscribe. If you love us, cool. If you hate us, whatever. Comment you hate us. It all works out in our favor. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week on an episode of Dadcast. Have a great rest of your day. See you.
Perfect.